The city pressed in, a suffocating weight of deadlines and demands. I longed for silence, for space to breathe. A respite. An old train station, abandoned for decades, beckoned from the outskirts of town. It promised solitude, a sanctuary from the relentless city clamor. On a day choked by winter's icy breath, I ventured towards it. Snow crunched under my boots, the only sound breaking the frigid air. Each step carried me further from the city's grasp, further into a silence that was both unsettling and exhilarating. The world seemed to fall away, replaced by a vast emptiness that mirrored the hollowness within me. The promise of the unknown, of a place untouched by the city's clamor, drew me onward. The trees loomed closer, their skeletal branches clawing at the sky. They stood sentinel, guarding the secrets of the abandoned station. A shiver danced down my spine, a mixture of anticipation and unease. The station materialized through the swirling snow, a skeletal silhouette against the grey sky. The paint peeled from its wooden bones, windows like vacant eyes staring out at the encroaching forest. A sense of forgotten time hung heavy in the air, a palpable weight that settled in my chest. I stepped onto the platform, its boards groaning beneath the weight of snow and years. A rusted clock face, frozen at 3:30, mocked the passage of time. The wind whistled through the gaps in the window panes, a mournful symphony echoing through the cavernous space. The waiting room, once bustling with life, now stood empty. Dust-covered benches stretched along the walls, their surfaces undisturbed for years. A tattered timetable, yellowed and brittle, clung precariously to the wall, its destinations now nothing more than whispers of a forgotten era. The silence was absolute. No distant traffic hum, no shouts of children, no city symphony of sound. Only the whisper of wind and the creak of the old building itself. It was a silence so profound it felt alive, pressing against my eardrums, amplifying the sound of my own heartbeat. I walked slowly, my boots crunching on the debris-strewn floor. Each footfall seemed to reverberate through the building, amplified in the emptiness. I paused, holding my breath, listening for any sound beyond my own intrusions. The silence remained unbroken, heavy and watchful. The air grew colder, sending a fresh shiver down my spine. I pulled my coat tighter around me, but it wasn't the cold that was seeping into my bones. There was something else here, something intangible and unwelcome, an oppressive feeling, like an unseen gaze boring into me. I wasn't alone. The certainty of it settled upon me, a chilling weight in the pit of my stomach. My breath caught in my throat as I scanned the shadows, searching for the source of my unease. But the shadows held no tangible form, only the suggestion of something lurking just beyond my sight. A prickle of unease danced up my spine. I turned slowly, my gaze sweeping across the desolate waiting area. An old newspaper, stirred by some unseen current, rustled on the floor. My heart pounded in my chest, a frantic drum against the suffocating silence. The air grew thick with an unseen tension, a palpable energy that hummed beneath the surface of the quiet. I could feel my pulse quicken, my senses heightened, every nerve ending screaming for me to flee. But something held me rooted to the spot, a morbid fascination mingled with primal fear. Section 5. Footsteps in the dust. From the depths of the station, a sound. Faint at first, barely audible above the wind's moan. Footsteps, slow, measured, coming closer. My blood turned to ice in my veins. I strained to listen, my breath catching in my throat. The footsteps grew louder, echoing off the station walls, each step sending a jolt of fear through my body. There was nowhere to hide, no escape from the encroaching sound. My gaze darted around the dilapidated waiting area, searching for an escape that didn't exist. The footsteps stopped just outside the doorway, a pregnant pause that stretched out for an eternity. I held my breath, my heart pounding against my ribs like a trapped bird. The air crackled with unseen energy, the silence now a tangible presence. Fear, cold and paralyzing, gripped me in its icy claws. I was trapped. Section 6. A chilling whisper, then a voice. A whisper barely audible, yet it cut through the silence like a shard of ice. "Leave," it breathed, a chilling caress against my ear. The voice was neither male nor female, neither human nor beast. It was ancient, filled with a sorrow that transcended time itself. My breath hitched. I dared not move, dared not even breathe. The whisper clung to the air, a lingering chill that seeped into my bones. It was a warning, a plea imbued with an age-old despair. Fear, raw and primal, surged through me, breaking the spell of my paralysis. I had to escape, to flee from this place of shadows and whispers. Turning, I ran towards the station's entrance, my heart a frantic drum against my ribs. A force slammed into me, invisible and unrelenting. It felt like a hand, cold and skeletal, gripping my arm with impossible strength. I cried out, a strangled gasp lost in the vast emptiness of the station. Panic surged, hot and desperate, as I struggled against the unseen grip. It pulled me back, dragging me deeper into the heart of the abandoned station. My feet scrabbled for purchase on the wooden floor, but the grip held firm, relentless. The entrance, my only escape, receded into the distance. Terror lent me strength. I clawed at the grip, my fingers encountering only icy emptiness. But still it pulled, dragging me towards the unseen depths of the station, towards the source of the chilling whisper. I screamed again, a desperate plea for help that echoed unanswered in the oppressive silence. With a surge of adrenaline-fueled strength, I wrenched myself free. Stumbling, I regained my footing and ran. Blindly, I raced towards the faint light of the entrance, my lungs burning, legs screaming in protest. The whisper followed, urging me onward, a chilling echo in the darkness. I didn't dare look back, didn't dare slow down. The crunch of snow beneath my boots was the only sound in the world as I fled from the station, from the unseen presence that lurked within its decaying walls. The forest whipped past in a blur of brown and white, branches clawing at me as if trying to pull me back into the station's embrace. The sunlight, when I burst from the tree line, was blinding. I stumbled, gasping for breath, the icy air burning my lungs. Behind me the station stood silent, a watchful silhouette against the winter sky. It seemed to watch me, waiting. I never returned to the abandoned station. The memory of that day, of the chilling whisper and the unseen grip, remained seared into my mind. The city, once suffocating, now offered a strange comfort. The noise, the crowds, a constant reminder that I was not alone. Yet even amidst the bustle of city life, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The silence, once a source of solace, now held the echo of the whisper, a chilling reminder of the unseen presence that lurked in the shadows. And in the quiet moments, when the city's symphony faded, I could almost hear the footsteps again, slow and measured, coming closer. The city lights seemed dimmer now, the shadows deeper. The world felt colder, the silence heavier. The haunting at the abandoned station had left its mark, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lingered just beyond the veil of the ordinary.